Alrighty, three, two, one, and we are live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark, and welcome back to my channel. This is impromptu live stream. Now, I don't expect a lot of people to be here today, but most likely you are watching this as a recording. So I recommend you to first use the time codes below. I will definitely add them right after we finish. And if you click the settings here, you can change the speed of my voice to be a bit faster, maybe 1.25 if you are into that, because obviously I don't have time to cut out all the pauses. So today I'm going to compare Georgia, Tbilisi, Georgia, the country, of course, and Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, to Almaty, Kazakhstan. That's a very unusual comparison. But in my opinion, these two cities go hand in hand together. And Georgia today is way more known than even 2-3 years ago. It's getting out there. More and more people get to know about Georgia, the 1% tax, the quality of life, the cost of living. It's all really good about Georgia. Georgia is a strong contender. And as you've heard, a lot of money coming in right now. Dubai company Amar is coming into Georgia to build a whole bunch of things, 6.6 billion. But today it's not about that. Today is about another little gem, which sort of no one knows about. If you want to find Georgia like in 2019 and come in before everyone else did, then that's going to be Kazakhstan, Almaty. And we have a first person joining. Hello right there. And by the way, guys, drop your flags below in the chat. Let's see where you're from. And if you have any particular questions about Georgia, or in this particular case, Kazakhstan, then drop your comments below. And if you are watching this as a recording, let me know in the comments your thoughts. I reply to absolutely everyone. But so the city of Almaty in Kazakhstan is the closest you can get to Tbilisi, Georgia, but it is about 20 to 30% cheaper. And actually, let's follow a structure. I'll talk about visa rules, the cost, apartments, and everything one by one. And if you are watching this as a recording, use the time codes below. All right. So first, let's start with visa rules. Now, Georgia does give you a whole year visa free, but not to everyone. For example, I do consultation calls about immigration. So yesterday I had a client. He's right now studying in Berkeley, United States. Really smart guy, really cool guy. But originally he's from Africa. He was born in, actually I'm not sure exactly. Okay, well, I'll say Congo, but I won't go any more personal than that. It's just a more broad personality type for you. So there's a man. He's from Congo, extremely smart, studying right now in Berkeley, California, about to finish it. But he doesn't have a clear path how to stay in the United States. He does, but it's a bit more convoluted. So actually, long story, he found a wife, he's planning to get married, and that's his strategy to get a better passport because she's Korean. Not about that today. The point is, they want to bring their business to a good jurisdictions. It's online business mostly, and Georgia is one country to park your business at. Now, you can think of Dubai. Dubai is really expensive. Well, the lifestyle is expensive, the registration of your business is expensive. Now, I can tell you about that as well today, but I think we should focus on Georgia and Kazakhstan. So Georgia is like one of the best places to register your online company. But he does not have the access to Georgia visa-free at all. He's right now, he finished Berkeley in California, yet he needs to apply for a visa to come to Georgia. So not everyone has this luxury. About 90 countries of the world do, yet he doesn't. So if you are from one of those 90 countries of the world who does get the 365-day access to Georgia in one go without any visa, without any papers, then consider yourself lucky, and you can definitely use this opportunity at least to come and see what's what. There's a good chance you might just fall in love with it. But let's move on. Kazakhstan will give you 30 to 90 days visa-free generally. 30 days normally, and then you can extend it to 90 days. You can also get a Nomad visa. It's a brand new invention in Kazakhstan right now. The name is Neo, I guess, Neo, Neo Nomad visa, but it's not about that today. You can get it. It's possible, especially if you have online income, if you want to bring a company. So that's all possible. Taxes are a little bit higher, still way below European taxes. It's all under 10% approximately, probably within 3 to 5 even. But Georgia is cheaper in that sense, of course. But Kazakhstan is cheaper as a country because, for example, real estate is sold only in American dollars in Georgia versus Kazakhstan, where it's sold only in KZT. That's the local currency, tenge it's called. Now, the currency, it's a good and a bad thing because the currency is not as strong as Georgian lari, so you can get yourself a really nice, comfortable lifestyle for about 20 to 30% cheaper than you would in Georgia. And Kazakhstan, in many ways, is also a bit more modern. Now, you may never heard about the country before. Actually, if you watched the movie Borat, maybe you did. But the movie Borat has nothing to do with Kazakhstan, pretty much at all. Okay, nothing. Not the language, not the look of the man, nothing. So it's a Central Asian country, and it's not your typical Asians like in Thailand or Japan. Those are a bit more tougher and stronger mentality kind of people. So it's not the softest place possible. If I were to compare, I would say it's something like a Russian Asians. They are stronger, tougher. It's just a different vibe. Kazakhstan is not Thailand, so don't expect the same. And it's very, very traditional. If you want the traditional values, Kazakhstan is the place. Maybe it's a good or a bad thing for you. I'm not sure. Yeah, but if you are LGBTQ, maybe Kazakhstan is not the best destination for you. However, Georgia is also not the best in this particular case. Whatever, who knows? Let's keep going. So once again, you can get the visa. I told you about that. Cost of living. Yeah. So Almaty, Kazakhstan, specifically Almaty, it's not even the capital. The capital is called Astana. And it's also a very, very modern city. But the problem is it's really cold in winter, like down to minus 40 degrees Celsius sometimes. It's windy. It can be even too hot in summer, like up to 40 degrees plus 40 Celsius. So Almaty is a bigger city and is south of the country. It's a bit more mild in most senses. And price-wise, a bit more expensive than Astana, but it's generally just a little bit nicer to live. That's all I can say. So price-wise, it's cheaper than Georgia, but you have better services. You have higher class of taxes. And as a person who lived in both Almaty and Tbilisi, I'll let you know. So if you are into luxury, taxi rides, you'll find more options in Almaty. If you are into dining and restaurants and high-quality cuisines, you will find more options in Almaty because, well, there's a lot of chains and people like to go out and eat out in restaurants. So Almaty is a very strong contender in that regard. Also, all kinds of deliveries, purchases online are better in Almaty for sure because Georgia is a little bit behind. I'm still not sure where exactly I'm supposed to buy things online. You can there's many options you can buy here or there, but if you import to the country and to pay taxes above 100 euros, well, Kazakhstan has a bit more inside options, but well, all right, it's just better for now, at least. All right, let's move on. Culture and mentality. As I told you, those are tough Asians. They're not your typical, Thailand or Indonesians, nothing like that. But by the way, I want to talk about flights, actually. Georgia gives you a lot of flights, specifically low-cost flights from Kutaisi. It's the central city in Georgia. You have low-cost flights to Germany, England, France, Israel, whatever you want, you can definitely get it done. Almaty is also well connected. Not a lot of low costers, pretty much no low costers fly there. But well, maybe it's a good thing for you as well because well, maybe not everyone wants to fly low costers. You do have proper airlines that fly very well, lots of flights, and often Almaty is the connecting point if you're flying to Asian countries. For example, you can from Georgia to Thailand, you may have a stopover in Almaty. Exactly what I do. I spent half a year in Thailand, half a year in Georgia, and sometimes you can make a stopover in Almaty and spend a few days there. It's a very nice place. Mountains. There's a lot of mountains in Almaty and in Georgia, so those are comparable. Ski resorts, comparable. There is a big, beautiful ski resort in Almaty. That's one of the most interesting parts about Almaty. A lifestyle. Right. So, okay. All right. Mentality is different. So Kazakhstan is Asian and Muslim mostly, not totally. And it's not really Muslim in its governance. It's very modern in its governing. It's very, very digital. But Muslim religion is predominant there. But it doesn't mean that you're restricted in any way. Like in Dubai, for example, you cannot eat during Ramadan. No, it's nothing like that. It's separate from the government and nothing like that. So it's very mild and it's pretty good. Okay, culture and mentality. I did tell you now. There's one thing about culture here is that Kazakhs, they do eat horse meat. And well, I'm not too impressed or surprised by that. I even tried horse meat when I was in Kazakhstan, but you may not, and maybe you look at it in a very strange way. Like, well, it's up to you, of course. I know that French people also eat horse meat, but they also eat frogs. Maybe it's a joke created by Belgians. I'm not sure, but well, they do. So nothing surprising here. Horse meat is very dietary. It's like cow meat, well, the beef, right? But a bit less fat, you could say. Try it if you come. All right, if you want to. Don't if you don't. All right. So Georgia is different. Georgia is a bit more laid back. Wine, khachapuri. Wine is much cheaper in Georgia, by the way. Khachapuri, lots of local food. Georgia's heavy on the local Georgian cuisine. You'll find, of course, anything you want, Thai food, you know, Italian, whatever you prefer, you'll find it. But Georgia does have very strong cuisine, which is maybe a bit more widely accepted than Kazakh cuisine. Kazakh cuisine is also very, very good. But, some people may find it a bit horse centric because horse is a part of many dishes in Kazakhstan. Alrighty, let's move on. Nature and climate. Well, they're all both very mild. Tbilisi may be a little bit more mild than Almaty. However, they're very, very close. Almaty is a little bit colder and probably a little bit hotter in summer, but just a little bit. Not really to talk much to talk about here. I would say this. The air quality generally in Georgia is a bit better than in Kazakhstan. Almaty is clean and nice, but there are some days when it's not. It has certain issues with pollution, but look, it's still much better than most Chinese cities. It's much better than Bangkok. It's not close to that. But, it depends on the district, where you choose to live in Almaty, you should keep that in mind. A lot of people come to Kazakhstan to work as well. If you are in oil industry, energy industry, then of course a lot of people come, and sometimes they're just not ready for that. By the way, again, if you want to book a call with me directly about that, the link is below. So let's move on. Internet and infrastructure. Well, I would say this: 5G available in both. Price-wise, very comparable. Within $10 per month, you can get yourself connected very well in both Georgia and Almaty, Kazakhstan. Really no problem. I would say, though, the normal Wi-Fi internet is faster in Kazakhstan and is also cheaper. I'm not sure why, but it's just a fact, and that's a very good perk because I love fast internet. Who? Everyone hates waiting for pages to load for videos and everything. So yes, it's just a little bit better in Almaty, Kazakhstan. And guys, we have two new people joining our live chat. We are talking about Almaty, Kazakhstan, and Georgia. Drop your comments below if you have any questions, and also drop your flags below so we know where you are from. All right, and if you're watching this recording, guys, anyway, I appreciate you very much. I would love your comments below, so do not hesitate, okay? Let's move on. Chop, chop, chop. All right. Okay, lifestyle and vibe. Tbilisi is a bit more artsy. There's, as I told you, food one, but also clothes. People dress in a very stylish way. There's lots of local designers. Kazakhstan Almaty is also, you can say it's also a very modern place, but maybe not as much as Tbilisi, not as artsy as Tbilisi. I told you, Kazakhs are a bit tougher and stronger. They are into horse riding or some sports, this sort of things. And Georgians are a little bit more laid back into drinking wine, chilling, and maybe drawing and painting or something like that. So a little bit different vibe, and you will have a stronger character if you do go to Kazakhstan. Almaty is generally a tougher place. But I would say, in a way, it's simpler than Turkey, for example. It's exactly between Georgia and Turkey. Turkey, you need to be really careful. Lots of scams in Istanbul. You need to be aware of that with taxes, with like pretty much anything. You gotta be careful. But in Kazakhstan, not a lot of scams at all. I mean, I don't want to say it's a high trust society, but it's very close to it. So you can definitely just feel yourself good, and it's very, very safe. Generally, really no problems there. Maybe with renting apartments, just you don't need to be an idiot and send money into nowhere. Just if you're a mindful, normal person, you'll be just fine. So that's what I can definitely say. Okay, now my future forecast for both of these places. Look, everyone right now knows, everyone and their mother knows about Georgia. It's 1% tax, it's a good cost of living. Batumi, Tbilisi, Kutaisi, everyone knows about it, the food. But look, 3 years ago, way less people knew about it. 5 years ago, pretty much no one knew about it. And every time you Google Georgia, you usually see American state, Georgia. But the Georgia is growing immensely hard these days. But I can say the same about Kazakhstan, but like 5 years ago. Today, Kazakhstan Almaty is Tbilisi of 2019 because it has very strong growth potential. They do right now invent new ways so people can come in and stay, digital nomad visas and such. Banking industry is very, very strong. You have all these premium cards for airport lounges, insurance cards, and so on. There's no sanctions whatsoever, even though there's a border with Russia, but it's like way up north. Kazakhstan, by the way, is a huge country. It's probably 10 times bigger than Georgia, if not more. It's like, what is it, seventh biggest country in the world or something like that. It's landlocked though. There's no direct access to big bodies of water except for Caspian Sea, by the way, which connects it to Armenia, I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Azerbaijan. Not sure. But anyway, not about that today. So, all right. I think I told you everything I really wanted. Guys, that's pretty much it. That's the point of this live stream. Kazakhstan Almaty, what do you think? Does it sound like something you might consider? And I don't know, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to talk to me directly, there's a link below. You can just call me, have a good time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You go have a gorgeous, beautiful day. You are the best. Remember that. Ciao. Bye bye.